Didn't go to work today. Haven't really been feeling good in the last couple days. Everyone in our house is getting sick. My nephew Austin is in school. He's in the office right now. My brother just went and picked him up. He's sick, has a fever. Yesterday I was hot, cold all day long. The day before I was the same way, hot and cold. Couldn't walk straight. My body felt really light and just kind of feverish feeling. So didn't go to work. Didn't want to get my coworkers sick, which is understandable nowadays, but didn't want to let it stop me from having fun and doing stuff. So I'm trying to get better and not just hide in the house. So we are working on the Kohler 10 horsepower Toro lawn tractor. It's got the 4-speed rear end with reverse. The gas tank is going to be getting cleaned today with some fresh fuel in it. Working on getting the carb off right now. Just fighting stuff is just old and sticky. As you can tell, I got the choke undone. Choke cable right here. Got the choke freed up. It was open. So I'm sitting here working this back and forth. I just got the main feed line off the carb. Now I'm working on the throttle, which just got the throttle cable off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm working on getting this rod off because it's stuck down here. So after I get that off, what I'm going to work on is trying to work this back and forth because I don't want a yard on the top of the throttle because as you can see it's stuck. So I've been working on that flathead, getting it up in here and trying to pop that off. Then I can try and wiggle it loose and loosen up the throttle. I'll clean the carb, throw it back on. I'll take the fuel sending. I'm just going to assume this is the fuel sending unit. So I'm going to take this off, clean it real good, make sure it's not all dirty. I get some new fuel line if I can afford it. I'll have to check. And I'll take the tank off, clean it out real good. It still has the original float, which is kind of cool. It's not all disintegrated and falling apart. The tank, it still has old gas in it. It doesn't really look too horrible from what I can see. But this is what I'm tinkering on till I feel better and start getting back to work. I'm hoping I can take the ignition off my snowmobile, put on this one because I don't have a key. Then I'll just have to hook it up to a push button. I'm hoping to hear this thing bark off today. The motor is free, too. I thought it was seized up. Couldn't figure out how to get to the front of it, try and turn it over. And I realized back here that it's belt driven. Starter's on the other side. And if I hold my phone, I reach back here for you guys. Check it out. It's free. Turns over. Feels like it has compression. Doesn't feel like it's all seized up or anything. Turns over pretty smooth. But that's what we're working on. Hoping to actually feel better tomorrow. Get back to work. After I call around and try to get tires on the back of my truck because, well, got another flat conveniently. So I guess it's a good thing that I wasn't feeling good at work today. Otherwise, I would have woke up not knowing I had a flat and drove on it. But let's see if I can pop this throttle off. Just gotta work it slowly. Yo, what's up, Mr. Bird Dog? Sammy Hagar? Am I the Red Rocker Sammy Hagar? Undercover, yes. Don't tell all my secrets, okay? I don't need everybody knowing. Just kidding. No, I need you. Don't do that. Back up there. Thank you. Let's try. That's free, so I'm going to leave that right back where it is. What about this one? That's free. Cool. The carb is almost done. I'm not working on a car. I'm working on a... Let's see if I can find a date here. Still can't figure out the exact year of it, but it's an old Toro lawn tractor that I picked up for free. We thought the rear end was seized because it wasn't really wanting to roll off my truck. Well, come to find out, not sponsored. I wish I was. Danger, poison. Conveniently, everything you use is poison nowadays. It's fine. Just don't breathe it in too much. Is that why I'm seeing aliens, man? I thought I was tripping, man. The little blue men have been running around all over. Keep seeing them. Zero turn? No, it's just an old... Here, I'll give you a better look at it since I'm sitting here next to it. Try to fold the hood down a little. I was actually going to pick up an old Craftsman riding mower, but instead when I showed up, this now front. Yeah, I find stuff on the side of the road all the time, dude. Pick this up for free too. 1984 Arctic Cat Jag. Doesn't have a motor. It needs a 440 motor, but it was free too. The lawn tractor was free. And when I picked that up, I also picked this up too with it. A free Craftsman air compressor. No, I don't scrap it for money. The guys that got it from, they're cleaning out hoarder houses, and literally everything they pulled out, they threw away and they scrapped and just didn't care about. So they just took it to the scrapyard, got rid of it. Me, on the other hand, the guy asked me what I was going to do with it. It's like, well, I'm going to get it a second life. Bring it home and get it going. No vaping, it's bad for you. I don't have chew, so pretty much sums it up. Hoping to get back to work soon because I'm supposed to be learning my coworker's route. But everyone around our house is getting sick, conveniently. How much do I spend on parts? So far, nothing, honestly. For the most part, almost everything I've picked up recently runs, works. I did have another snowmobile. This is the one I kept because the kid bought the one. It was a Arctic Cat 500. He came out, brought tools and stuff, checked the compression. It had 140 psi compression. He took it home, had it running the next day, doing 40 miles an hour on the pavement. So that tells you anything. I should have just kept it and got it running. This thing, I'm in it literally the price of O'Reilly's carbon choke cleaner and a can of brake clean. That's it so far. And about $7 worth of gas so I can clean the gas tank. But I'm only gonna put about a gallon in there and maybe some nuts and bolts, loosen up any rust particles that are in there. I'm still trying to get this throttle cable off, but instead of fighting this arm, what I'm going to do, since there's a cotter pin right here, is I'm just going to push this pin off gently without dropping it on the ground, because you don't need to lose it. And just like that, throttle is off. I can just leave this arm connected, and then I can take it off, clean it. Harbor Freight or Snap-on tools? A little bit of everything. This one's a gear wrench. This one's a Husky steel forged. So probably a Craftsman. The screwdriver I'm using, Snap-on. Like, everything I use is just random tools. We don't really have a fancy array of tools. It's just whatever's laying around and at our disposal. But it's like another thing I picked up for free a while back. I was actually driving to the store in my little pickup, and I found an electric fireplace. Heavy one. Huge, like 3.5 foot tall, 4.5 foot long. Just sitting on the side of the road for free. So actually I was walking to the store. So I was trying to walk more, get some more exercise. And when I saw it, I ran back home. Literally ran in my dad's room. I'm like, hey, Dad, I need to borrow your Dodge real quick. I'm going to go pick up a free electric fireplace. So I got his Dodge. Nobody else was home to help me load it. So I just tried to pick the sucker up by myself, which I did. I moved it a little bit, got it close to the truck as possible. Then what I did is I tilted it on one end, got the other end on the tailgate, and just pushed it right up in there, strapped it down, brought it home. My saying goes, rednecks always win. Oh, man. Yep, I got some carb clean in there. Whew, dude. Guess what, guys? Carburetor is off. So now what I can do is the first thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to dump the carb clean out. Actually, I'm not gonna dump it. I'm going to leave it in there. So I'm going to work on trying to free up this throttle, which here it goes. You can see the arm moving. Freed up. Not seized anymore. And as you can tell, you just look down in there. Hopefully it's not all fuzzy for you guys. I know I might not have the best connection right now. Throttle's free. Choke is free. Here, get you a good look. Choke on the other side. Closest to me. Throttle up top. That's free. Moving like butter. I'm going to have to spray a little more brake clean on this side. Lube it up a little more. Clean it up. I'll clean the needles and seats, which the inside of it actually doesn't look too bad from what I can see at the moment. And this arm, I'm just going to leave it on. It didn't want to pop off, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just tighten it so it don't go anywhere. And I actually do have some carb clean in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the choke. And if you guys do work on like small engines and stuff, carbon choke clean. Yes, this is O'Reilly's brand. I wish they would sponsor me because I do go through O'Reilly's a lot. I'm literally a diehard O'Reilly's guy. That's where I get everything from my automotive, my small engines. So what I'm going to do is right here, this is the choke. I'm going to take the straw, shove it down in there as far as it'll go, back out a little, and all I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and blast some of this junk out. And I'd recommend wearing gloves when you guys do this, but I don't have any at the moment, so I've been doing this for years. My hands are, well, tough. They're used to it. All I do is when I get done, I wash them really good. I try not to let it sit on my hands too long. That's why normally I hold it to where it'll just flow right out of the carburetor. But pretty much what I'm going to have to do is just blast all the paint off of it because it's eating the paint right off. I'm going to try and keep the motor original as possible without taking off a bunch of it. But the carburetor, it's probably going to be the cleanest part. But now that I got some carb clean in here, I'm going to slosh it around a little bit before I tilt it up and dump it all out. See how dirty it is. Pretty clean. I didn't see a bunch of junk come out, a bunch of particles. So, let's see. So the bottom nut should be a 9/16. Might be a ½ inch. Yep, 9/16. Wait, what's this say? Made in. This should say USA. Yep, USA. Good old American made. See, and this is why I pick up free stuff, dude. All the time. Like my brother and I were driving in town a while back, and we picked up a 1940s table saw that works. I use it. The battery tray my phone's sitting on right now that I made for the lawn tractor, I used the table saw for. This is really stuck on there. Oh, there it goes. We're getting it. Like I said, the old paint is just so. It's been on this tractor for I don't know how long. I'm actually going to work on trying to identify the year of it. I know the motor is a Kohler 10 horsepower. The lawn tractor is a Toro. So if I had to guess, I would say, considering it's a cast iron block, late 60s, maybe 70s to 80s. And I'm not going to reuse this gasket, so if I can get this bowl off, might have to order a kit. Oh, man, that's stuck on there. That gasket's original, too. This carburetor hasn't been rebuilt. I can definitely tell. I'm probably the first guy to crack it open. And if you can't get the bowl off of a carburetor, it is always a good idea to take a rubber screwdriver, rubber mallet. Anything soft, do not use metal because you will dent this. This is just aluminum. You do not want to damage the bowl where obviously your float sits. Give it a smack around the edges a little. Hear it? Freed right up. There's the bowl. I got my bottom bolt right here. Now, yep, that's what I figured. needle's stuck, but that's okay. That stuff always comes around. Use a little bit of cleaner. This seal bottom gasket doesn't look bad. It's not all cracked or anything, so I'm actually just gonna try and work this out. I'm gonna have to go find a small pick, or maybe there's something laying. Oh, maybe this will work. I'm gonna have to clean the bowl real good. It's all gummed up from old gas sitting in it. There is still old gas in the tank that I'm gonna have to drain and clean, but for now I'm working on the main thing, the heart of the beast that starts it, runs it, makes the whole thing operate. Okay, got the pin out, got the float, which obviously, as you can tell, it should be more of a copper color. It's pretty gnarly. Drop it right in the bowl where it goes. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take this top needle out that's going all the way down into the bowl, and I'm going to cap it off because I don't know if these have a ball in the bottom of them. So I'm going to have to readjust this carb and everything, so I'm going to have to tune it. If I can figure out what year it is, I'll look up the specs, try to tune it back to factory. But for now, I need to get this needle out. The throttle's kind of fighting me. It's right up next to it. If I wanted to, I could unscrew it and pull the throttle arm off, but I want to leave it right where it is so I don't have to mess with all the adjustments and stuff. Main needle is coming out. It's actually not bad. Make sure it's not all bent. And it's not all gummed up either. The little holes in it. You got one here. It's probably the primaries and secondaries. It's a little dirty, not all nasty though, so I can clean that up, bring those around. So that's the top. Then I need to try and get my screwdriver down in here. Pop this loose if I can. If not, I'm just going to leave it. Just spray some carb clean down in there. And I know I got to be careful with this old seal, because these things probably aren't very hard to find. But then again, might not be very easy to find either. Okay, so all I'm doing right the main float, where the needle and seat go, is I'm trying to soak that in some carb clean. You can see it dripping out, because I'm going to have to find probably a pair of needle nose. I might be able to work it out with a flathead, just very gently. Try to give it a little tap. Find some pliers, give it a little tug. But I think once I get this all cleaned up, the carb actually looks pretty clean on the inside. Not a whole lot of nasty gunk. And the carb clean is actually flowing right through it, so that tells me the carb isn't all gunked up, but it's hard to tell by looks. So this is the main feed line. I'm going to see where this comes out. That's plugged. Might be coming around. But yeah, this is what I'm going to do today until I can get back to work. Hoping tomorrow, but kind of ironically enough, I got another flat tire on my truck. And everybody in the house is getting sick or was sick. Okay, so I'm going to try and break this free. Yeah. Okay. Need a little more leverage. And if you guys ever get something stuck like this, what I like to do is hold it tight, get another wrench on so you can get a little more leverage. So it's pretty stuck, so I'm not going to try it. We'll just leave it. So we're going to work on that. All looks good. I don't really want to mess with it if it's operating. There is a little baffle in there that looks like it might run off a suction, so I'm going to see if that's free. If that's free, I'm going to leave it. Oh, it is free. Cool. I'm not going to mess with it. The next thing, I need a pair of pliers, but I conveniently don't have a pair with me. Alright, guys. I'm going to set the carb down. I'll take you guys with me. We're going to go find a pair of pliers. I got a pair of needle nose somewhere. I want to say they're in my tackle box. They could be in the room here. We'll see. We won't see. We'll find them. Preferably, I'd like to try and grip onto them with a pair of needle nose. But hopefully we can hear bark off today. That'd be sweet. If it runs, I might mob it to the store. Kick that baby in fourth gear, mob it to the store, blah, blah, blah. See, I'm not making it up either. Another flat. Last time it was this front tire that was going out. Got my front tire swapped out. Now I got to work on getting the back tire swapped out. But we don't have a tire machine. My brother, he knows a guy that does. It's actually another thing I'm going to snag out of my truck real quick. So what I'm picking up right now is like kind of like a bread tie almost. It came with my amp wiring kit. What I'm going to do is, since this is wire and it's small, I'm actually going to use that to feed down into the jets and make sure they're open. Got my pliers. See, my pliers aren't in my room. They are always in my tackle bag because I use them fishing. But see what we can do. I gotta get that main jet out for the float, because if that's seized it's not going to get proper fuel flow. So I got that. Got my pliers. I'm going to set you guys back up. Like I said, these bad boys are always in my tackle box or in my room. So now I don't want to damage it, so I'm going to be very gentle with it. I'm just going to try and get a hold of it somehow. Try to work it back and forth or something. If I can get a good grip on it. There is a way I can get a wrench down in there and I can get the whole thing out. But that's stuck, so I'm not going to sit here prying on it. I just need to get my pliers on there good. So that's what I'll do first. So I'll take this and I'll run it right down the side of it. Get anything that's all gummed up in there, kind of loosened up. If I have to, I might have to see if I can get this seal off without ruining it, because I don't have the money to just get a rebuild kit or price a carburetor for this thing. And the seal looks like it's on there pretty good. It is brittle. But long as it seals and it doesn't leak, why replace it? Because right now all I'm trying to do is get it running. And we can worry about rebuilding the carburetor and everything else later on, or if I have to, get a rebuild kit, get a new carb, whatever. Okay, it's moving. So now I should be able, yes, got it. So I'm going to set that back up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this really good, make sure I didn't damage it. Nope, it was just gummed up. So I'm just going to take it, rub it on my jeans, try to get some of that gunk off of it. And all I'm trying to do is get this to where it's free floating in there, going up and down like it should, so I can get the float operating. Might have to find a little bit of sandpaper or something, clean it up a little bit. It's just I don't want to scratch it up too much, and I don't want to file off too much material. But now what I can do is I can take this, which my grandpa used to call these turkey ties. I can take this right down in here now. Yep, that hole was gumped up. But that's free now. It had a little bit of blockage in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this piece down where I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to take my carbon choke clean. Shout out to O'Reilly's. Hopefully you guys sponsor me. I don't see why not. Okay, so it is coming around. There we go. Cool. Got it opened up. So that tells me we'll be getting fuel. See, maybe I just gotta try and figure out something to like put down in there, scrape it up a little. And all I'm doing is I have a ground wire right here. So I'm taking this ground wire and I'm putting it down in there and just scraping around the edges, trying to make sure it's freed up and cleaner than what it was. Which kind of sucks because my toolkit in Oregon that I had all the cleaning brushes and stuff for this. Okay, so now, before I put my mouth on there, so I'm going to try wipe right around the edge. Still sounds pretty plugged. Okay, it's free. So now I'm going to pop this back down in here. And what I'm going to do is, since this is actually fitted to the hole, I'm just going to reach down in there with my pliers and I'm just going to spin it around in there, make sure it's freed up. Just a little bit. I want to make sure it's moving around and free, which it is, so that's good. One thing out of the way and done. And now, sit there right there in front of you guys. Next thing I'm going to work on is that sits right here in the bottom of the bowl. It's actually supposed to sit up in there. So once the bowl is down, it floats. And once it fills up, gets about even, it stops. So that's what we're trying to get going again. So I'm going to clean the float. It's not going to be perfect. This thing sat for I don't know how long with bad gas in it, so as you can tell, it's pretty dirty in there. I mean, there's not chunks or rust chunks and stuff, so it's not horrible. Personally, I've actually seen worse. My dirt bike carburetor, that thing was nasty. Oh, that's still hot. Okay, so I'm gonna spray some carb clean right down in the bottom of the bowl. And I kind of wish I had a little brush for doing this, but I have this. This will work. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down in here since it's wire. And I'm just going to try and loosen up any rough spots. Anything that might be old, nasty, bad gas. And I'll show you guys. You can actually see it changing. Well, you look down in there. I just sprayed some carb clean in it. And I'm just going to move it around like this for a little bit. Get it soaking in real good. Soften that up. And I'm gonna clean it up. Clean it up real good. Then I'm going to check all my other needles, seats, jets, and stuff. Make sure they're open. And after that, I'm going to move to cleaning the fuel tank. I'm going to have to cut a gasket because there isn't a gasket on here. So I got some cork in the room. I can just soften that up, cut my own gasket. I've done it before, not hard. One thing about being raised on farms and making do with what you got. Okay. But I'm going to let this sit somewhere and just soak. Meantime, what I'll go ahead and do, since I know it's not all gummed up, is the main needle and seat right here. So I'm just going to check the holes. They're all open, not all gummed up. So I'm just going to shove this right back in where it goes. I heard that. I heard something. Something. That's what it was. Told you I heard it. I got good hearing. So I put this in the bottom of the carb. That's how you know it's freed up. It flopped right out. So I'm going to leave that out until I put the bowl back on. I'm going to go ahead and get the needle set back into place. It's just not wanting to go in easy, so that's telling me I almost cross-threaded it. If you're trying to screw in something like this, smaller, and it starts like fighting you a little, don't force it. Give it a little backspin. Once you backspin it, it should go right in. And I didn't check those holes, but as I'm screwing it in, they're open and freed up. So I'm just going to tune this like I would just a regular carburetor. I'm going to screw this top one in as far as it goes. And that feels about maxed out, so we'll do half, 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 turns. I'm going to actually count the turns on this one. So we got half, 1, half, 2. Try to pull it. 2 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, 4, 4 1/2, 5, 6, 7, 7 1/2, 8, 8 1/2. Okay, 8 1/2 turns for this little one. Which I would assume that was probably set down in there all the way. And as I'm looking at it right here, try to get you guys a good look at it. So this is where that needle just came out. And if you look right there, it looks like it's broken. But long as it seals up, it should be good. You got the bottom all freed up, and it's not clean and pretty, but... What's up, Becker? It should be working, but I haven't been feeling so good the last couple of days. Okay, so now I'm going to take my float and I'm going to check this. I don't know Okay, it doesn't sit down in there. I figured it would, but it don't. So we're gonna pop it right down in there. Same direction it was pointing. Try to get it centered. Put the float back in. But some of these are different too. I mean, this is older, so this is older techniques and different styles that they used back in the day compared to the floats and stuff we have now, which the floats are notched and they actually sit, or not the float, but the needle and seat. Some of them are actually notched and sit in the bottom of the float. But I got this all back in, and as you can tell, the float, it's free. And once I flop this over the other way, give it a little tap, it's free. I'll give you a look. So, here, put you on the white a little. It's a little hard to see, I know. But, we push down, goes up, comes back down with the float. So once that bowl fills, it'll block it off, and bam, we got fuel. Not quite. Still got to put the bottom on. So I'll leave that off to the side. Give this a quick. Okay, I don't know how else to cap this off so I can actually fill it a little more. So I'm just going to use my finger. Seems fine. Right? Probably not. Who knows? Okay, so now I got a little more fluid in there. I can actually slosh it around a little bit. I'm not going to get it super clean because I'm not worried about how sparkly and spotless it is yet. But as I'm sitting here, letting it soak, we got the throttle freed up, and that's moving. Our choke cable, that's free, that's working. Perfect. We're getting close. It's coming along. So go ahead and dump that curb clean out. I'm going to flip this over. Put the bowl back on. Make sure the seal is all lined up how it was. Like I said, I don't have the funds to go buy new seals and stuff. So I'm just going to run what I got. And if you guys are wondering, that's my brother and his lowrider square body Chevy. So I'm going to get this bowl put back together. That's going against me a little. I'm trying not to cross thread stuff. I hate doing that. Bowl's back together. Okay. All we got is this other needle. I'm going to check real quick. Pull the spring. Looks good. So we're going to go ahead and screw it back in. And I'm going to do the same thing I did at the top one. Turn in a quarter. So I'm going to screw this until it stops. So we got half, 1, quarter. 1 1/4 turns. That's the most I do with small engine carbs. Oh, this is a Carter Model N carburetor. Cool. So this old Kohler runs a Carter. So the choke is free. It's still a little sticky, but it's not seized like it was. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tilt it so it runs out. And I'm just going to spritz it a little more. Okay. Now, this thing doesn't have any gaskets on it at all. I can tell there used to be a gasket right here. There's some old gasket residue. So the back one used to have a gasket. There's definitely some residue from an old one. Might go see if my gasket paper I got in there is enough to do it. This one's mainly for the air breather, so I'm not going to be super worried about it. But for now, like we said, throttle freed up like butter, choke, everything's open. Got it getting fuel. The only other thing I gotta check is I'm calling it the fuel sending unit because that's what it looks like. Fuel line's running to it. I'm gonna blow into the tank, make sure it's free, but I'm still gonna pull the tank off and clean it. But for now, carburetor is done. I'm gonna pop it back on. Just get the bolts in. There we go. Pop it right back up in here. Okay, I got my fuel line catching me up. If you guys would like to see some more like small engine repair or automotive videos, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I plan on doing more stuff like this on my days off. I should be working, but yesterday kind of felt like I was getting sick. Today, I feel better than I was, but my nose is still plugged, so who knows what's going to happen. You can never tell when it comes to getting sick. Getting the carburetor slapped back on. I'm going to hook up the throttle, the choke. I'm going to put my air breather back on. Next thing I'm going to move to is fuel tank, check for spark. After I figure out an ignition, I might put a new spark plug in just for safety measures. But pull it out, see how bad it looks.
You have any fun?
I'm fine.